Good evening, everybody. I'm upstairs in my study. The kittens are sleeping downstairs, and so I'm leaving sleeping kittens to lie. But it's just lovely to be able to catch up with you for a little bit and just to connect and do our midweek connect and touch base together. I've got three things that I want to talk about briefly this evening. And the first one, I need dads and kids to pay careful attention, and moms to maybe close their ears for a little bit, because there's something very exciting happening on the weekend. On the weekend, it's Mother's Day. And so kids and dads, and I want to just encourage you to think about that, because it's going to be a very different Mother's Day. You can't take mom out to a restaurant or buy her a bunch of flowers, but maybe dad can braai, and maybe kids can write cards. And so please do think about that and spoiling your moms, because I think of everybody, our moms have worked the hardest during lockdown, washed more dishes, cooked more meals, and done more for us than anybody else in the family. So let's take a moment and remember our moms. And kids, I need your help with this, because what I'd love for you to do, and if you can get your dads to help me, or if you've got cell phones of your own, I would love you to send me a quick voice note saying, my mom is awesome because. And please, nothing more than 5 or 10 seconds. Just, my mom is awesome because she makes the best food, or because she's always looking after us, or because she has so much love for us. Whatever it is that you think makes your mom awesome, if you can record a quick little voice note and send that to me, I'm going to glue them all together. And on Sunday, then we'll be able to play a very special tribute to all of our moms. So boys and girls, and even dads and older sons and daughters, if you want to send me a voice note, no more than 10 seconds of why moms are awesome, why moms are special, please send those to us. And moms, if you want to send me a message on why you think moms are special, or why your moms are special, send those to me. But I'd love to get a whole bunch of voice note messages just recalling or noting how special our moms are. So Mother's Day on Sunday, we'll do something special in the service, but I need your help. So please send me those voice notes, no more than 10 seconds. My mom is special because, or moms are special because. Just send those to me and I'll be able to put them together. It would be absolutely fantastic if you can help me with that. The second thing that I want to talk about is during this, as lockdown has carried on, and now we're starting to phase back, but it's happening slowly, and people are frustrated with the rules and the regulations. And so some of the things that I've been starting to see is that there are levels at which people are taking strain, emotionally, spiritually. I'm seeing kind of forms of depression, even anger and frustration starting to emerge. And so I thought tonight I wanted to spend a bit of time looking at a verse in Psalm 121. Now, many of our Bible study groups have done Psalm 121 this week, but there is a line well, let me read part of the psalm for you. And Psalm 121 says, he will not let your foot slip. He who watches over you will not slumber. Indeed, he who watches over Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord watches over you. The Lord is your shade at your right hand. The sun will not harm you by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord will keep you from all harm, and he will watch over your life or your soul. The Lord will watch over your coming and going, both now and evermore. And the line that I want to focus on is the line that says, the sun will not harm you by day, nor the moon by night. Now, we can identify with getting sunstroke. You know, the idea that too much exposure to the sun, you can get dehydrated, you can get burnt, that you can be badly injured by the sun. But nobody that I know of has ever had moonstroke. And so the question is, well, what does that mean? And in the Hebrew mindset, the idea of moonstroke would come from the idea that at night time, when we think too hard about things, we can actually start to lose our grip mentally, and we can lose our emotional equilibrium. And so that's what they talk about. In Afrikaans, we talk about people that aren't doing well, and we say, hulle is deur die maan gepla. They're bothered by the moon. They've been unbalanced by the moon. And it's this idea that in the dark night of the soul, in the middle of the night, we can sometimes lose our grip. We can sometimes be pushed too hard, too far. And I get a sense as I'm going through social media, and I've in fact taken a step back from a lot of the social media, but there is a lot of anger, there's a lot of conspiracy theory, there's a lot of fake news, and a lot of people are starting to express real anger, real frustration, and I'm seeing people being incredibly impatient with one another, and it speaks to me of the stress and strain that people are feeling. And on the one hand, we have the virus that is still there, and a peak that still has to come. We have people who are being retrenched, who are experiencing pay cuts. And so there's real reality and real pain, real hunger, real need. But on the other side of things, there is also this pileup of pressure and stress and strain. And many of us are starting to feel that. Many of us are starting to feel the struggle of these unusual circumstances. We're feeling the weight of the uncertainty. And I really want to encourage you at this time to recognize that in times like this, the Lord is the one who can watch over our hearts and our minds, that He can give us the equilibrium that we need, that He can give us the stability and the strength that we need. But we really do need to take time to spend with Him, that we need to dwell in His shade. We need to be in His presence, and maybe lessen our diet of negative inputs, be that on social media or even just negative people that speak into our lives and speak doom and gloom and negativity into our lives. It's also really, really important that we do some fact checking on the things that are being passed on to us. Just this week, there's been a number of incidences of fake news that have been forwarded like crazy, and it's upset people terribly, and then it turns out to be fake news. So we have a responsibility to make sure that the moon doesn't harm us at night, that we don't find ourselves in mental cages or mental treadmills that have us going in circles and getting nowhere. Look after your heart, look after your soul, look after your mind. Spend time in God's Word, spend time with people who build you up. And if you're taking strain, pick up the phone and ask for help. It really is so, so important at this time. And so, please take up that invitation. If there is any support that we can offer you, please take a moment to get hold of your elder or myself, and we'll journey with you through this time. But don't try and overcome things alone. Get the support and the help that you need. Look after yourselves. The last thing that I want to say this evening is that a number of folk have expressed concern and the frustration of feeling like we want to help, we want to go and give food to the needy and help people. And the realities of lockdown make that very difficult, and the realities of not spreading the virus make these kinds of things very difficult. And yet there's very real need out there. And I want to reiterate again that we have tried as much as we can to put details on our lockdown page that you can go and look at, and you can slot in various ways to assist people. But I want to ask you to take that even a step further. Just this week, somebody was saying to me that one of their friends discovered quite by chance that their next door neighbor didn't have food. Sometimes we think about the need and we think it's far away and out of our reach. And sometimes the need is right next door to us. Please do take a moment to check in on those that you have contact with. And maybe it's not food they need. Maybe it's an encouraging word. Maybe it's someone to offer them hope. But let's look at those around us and make sure that we're doing what we can. Also, as winter comes and we'll be working on some of this, we need to start thinking about blankets and clothes and those kinds of things. We can collect those and hand them in. The local spa shops are doing an amazing job of being a collection point. And I've made it a life principle for the foreseeable future that whenever I go to the shops, I put food in the trolley for us as a family, but I also put food in the trolley for those who have less. And it's quite simple for us at the moment. 1/3 of our shopping goes to help others. And as I pay for that, I simply put that into the basket at the entrance of the spa. And I know that that's reliably going to people who really need it. And those are the kinds of things we need to do, is plug into things that are already happening and already working. There is no sense in trying to reinvent the wheel and set up our own projects when we can very easily slot into what's already being done. And I want to urge you to do that. Make a difference. Be alert to those around you. Give generously. If the Lord has blessed you with finances, give generously to causes around you, and give practically through groceries and that kind of thing to reliable distribution mechanisms, and make sure that we do good. Our lockdown page gives you a whole bunch of options, and I really want to urge you, use what God has given you and look at what is put in your hands and make a difference wherever you can, and urge those around you to do the same. And so it's Thursday night, and just a few more days, and we'll have our service on Sunday. But until then, let's think about our moms and maybe start spoiling them a little bit ahead of time, showing our appreciation to them. Let's keep figuring out how we walk in these strange and uncertain times. Let's encourage one another. Let's be people of hope. That's what Psalm 121 offers us. Psalm 121 doesn't say that there'll never be trouble. It says that God will be our shade, that he will watch over us, that he will guard our souls, and that he will walk this road with us. And so we face our difficult times knowing that none of this is beyond God's ability to sustain us and carry us through. We just need to walk with him. And so good night, and God bless.